Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Charles, and I welcome you guys to another episode of the Dreamerspro Show, where we cover everything from sports, hot topics, classic debates, entertainment, and when we give you guys a fresh perspective on things and how we see them. I'm sure the majority of you have seen it, because I checked yesterday. Millions of people have seen it. I'm sure the majority of you have seen the ejection of LeBron James in the Pistons, in the game versus the Pistons last night. Now, yesterday, I watched a decent amount of that game, and the Lakers were trailing for most of that game. Right? Going into the half, I forgot the name of one of their players. This guy, he was a former Denver Nugget. This guy hit 4 consecutive three-point shots to end the second quarter going into the half. I was looking at LeBron's body language yesterday, and he seemed frustrated. And I think this is something that has been building up. Just yesterday on this channel, I'm not Nostradamus, I'm not a fortune teller, we're none of that. But I pay attention to things. Just yesterday, we did a video on the channel asking the question, is LeBron James reaching his breaking point? We had a few doofuses pop up in the comment section talking a bunch of nonsense, right? The reason I'm asking this, or the reason we made that video, is because I'm looking at the current circumstances that the Lakers find themselves in, given the expectations they had going into the season with Vegas and all of these different people so-called analyzing this team and making their predictions. And look at what happened last night. Look at what happened. LeBron James in the third quarter gets into some issue with another player. Later on in that game, the Lakers eventually went on to win the game. But to me, I think it's starting to become ridiculous. It's ridiculous. They had to struggle to beat a 4-11 team at the time before they beat them just to win. The Detroit Pistons had a 4-11 record going into that game. The fact of the matter is this. The Lakers should have never been trailing in that game. Let's just call it what it's supposed to be. There's no reason the Lakers had to be trailing in that game. You have LeBron, you have Anthony Davis, you have Russell Westbrook on the court at the same time. Please help me understand how you were being outplayed by this team. And there's one key piece of information I want you guys to focus on, because it's going to explain to you what caused the ejection of LeBron James and what gives some credence to the video that we produced yesterday. That incident, if you pay attention, took place in the third quarter. I went and checked the time span. It took place in the third quarter, and the Lakers were down 66-77. 66-77, and they were trying to block out for a rebound. And LeBron James vehemently threw his elbow like, get off of me. I believe that elbow came out of 100% frustration. Why do I think that? Because LeBron James is a human being. People get frustrated, especially when they believe that they shouldn't be in certain situations that they find themselves in. It leads to frustration. And I think that is what took place yesterday. Even though the Lakers ultimately went on to win the game, who can honestly feel good about beating a 4-12 team? Who in their right mind is going to say, you know what? Well, at least we won. Really? Are those the teams that you're going to be facing in the playoffs to get to the NBA championship? So why would you feel good about beating that team? Has it gotten to the point now where it's like, okay, whoever we beat, thank God, at least we got a win. Are you kidding me? I listened to some of the comments that Carmelo Anthony had to say after the game when he was questioned about the altercation between LeBron James and the other Pistons player whose name escapes me at the moment. And Carmelo Anthony said, yeah, we needed something like this to light a fire under us. What? It took LeBron James getting ejected in a game against the Detroit Pistons to light a fire under the Lakers. Like, so what was there all along? It was just charcoal that they were sitting on, cold charcoal. Is that what was happening? This is what it took for the Lakers to feel as if now we gotta go out there and show them what we got. Listen, I don't know what person in their right mind would pick this team as a contender at this present moment. I don't know the person. If anybody comes out and says that this team is a title contender, I will know that you are out there just trolling, or you don't know what the hell you're talking about. There's no way that you would feel that way. I am starting to sound like a broken record. I have said it over and over that this team currently is not very good. And my biggest frustration is no one in the media, or very few people in the media, are willing to tell the truth. Now, with that being said, we do have some people out there changing their tune, like Shannon Sharpe. Shannon Sharpe is recently starting to kind of, change his tune. Now he's not really expecting anything from the Lakers. And Stephen A. Smith. Stephen A. Smith just flat out said, listen, the Lakers are not going to make it out of the Western Conference. He's going to pick the Golden State Warriors. But nevertheless, some people are saying, oh, no, they're going to. It's like, you are who your record says you are. If I give you guys some of their team stats, as I said yesterday, I'm going to say it again. They're number 12 in three-point shooting. They're number 23 in free throw shooting. They're number 2 in turnovers per game with 16.8 turnovers per game. They're number 20. They're the number 20th ranked defensive team in the NBA. These are not good stats. If something doesn't change, the Lakers will lose in the first round. That is what is going to happen. Because what will happen is they're going to go into the playoffs and they're going to end up playing a very good team and they're going to lose. Some people keep saying this nonsense about, oh, it's early. It's early. Don't worry about it. It's early. Is it that people feel as if that the NBA season is moving on, but for the Lakers, their record is being suspended in time? Every game you lose or win is being held against you. And that's going to determine seeding. If you guys remember properly, what was the primary reason that the Lakers lost last season, apart from the fact that they had injuries? The primary reason why the Lakers lost last season was because they had a terrible record or poor record. They ended up in the play-in tournament, and the first team that they ended up playing was the team that eventually made it to the NBA Finals. That was one of the worst possible draws. They played a very good team. For who goes into the playoffs if you're a strategist and you want to make it to the NBA Finals and you say to yourself, you know what, I want to play all the hardest teams. Only a dummy would say something like that. And that's the reason they lost. So their record is going to matter. So these losses, they matter. Whether or not you're sitting here telling yourself this bogus line about, oh, it's early. It's early. It's only early. How long are y'all going to be saying that? Are we going to be in June? Are we going to be in January, February, and people are still going to be saying it's early? The fact of the matter is the Lakers are a 500 team right now, and it shouldn't be that way. It shouldn't be that way. I said it yesterday. I'm going to say it again. I think they need to make a move by the end of the deadline. Something needs to happen. If they stand pat, this team is not going anywhere because they can't play defense. They don't play with enough pace. These guys, Anthony Davis is just there waiting for LeBron James to hold his hand and walk him into the store. It makes no sense to me. And people are wondering, oh, the guy is frustrated. And you can say, well, LeBron had a big part to play in them putting the team together. That's water under the bridge. We can't go back and relitigate the past. We can't go back and change the past. It is what it is now. The question is, what are they going to do moving forward? Yesterday, I asked the question, and just today, you see he just got an ejection. I think it's the second ejection he's had in his career, if I'm not mistaken. This is what's happening. They beat the Pistons. That's nothing to beat your chest about. Something needs to change. So what I want to know from you guys is, do you think this thing is going to get any better? And if you think so, why? Whatever you guys think, please leave your thoughts and comments in the comment section below. Again, if you enjoyed the video, be sure to make sure you go ahead and hit the like button, hit the subscribe button, and hit the notification bell to be notified whenever we drop our content. Once again, it's just Charles here from Dreamerspro, wishing you guys an amazing day and catch you guys on the next episode.